There's a product sitting in almost every country club maintenance shed in America, has been for 80 years, that costs about $6 a gallon, and it kills broadleaf weeds without a single drop of glyphosate. You've probably walked past the ingredients in a grocery store without ever knowing what they could do to your lawn. I'm going to show you exactly what it is, why golf course maintenance crews have quietly used it for decades before synthetic herbicides existed, the specific way it works on weeds without harming your grass, and why the mainstream weed killer industry has absolutely no incentive to ever tell you about it. By the end of this video, you'll know how to make a weed treatment for less than the cost of a fast food meal that a lot of professional greenskeepers still keep in rotation today. Summer of 2014, a property in Cary, North Carolina. My client, Gene Vogt's brother-in-law actually, a man named Frank who'd retired after 22 years managing turf at a private golf club in the Carolinas. Frank called me over one afternoon not because he needed my help, because he wanted to show me something he thought I'd appreciate professionally. He walked me over to a storage shed behind his own house and pointed at a row of plain plastic jugs. No branding, no fancy label, just a jug of white vinegar, a box of table salt, and a bottle of plain dish soap. He said, "Harry, before I ever touched a bag of synthetic herbicide on that golf course, this is what we used on the cart paths and the rough sections nobody wanted spraying heavy chemicals near. Superintendents have used this mix since before either of us were born." I'll be honest, at that point in my career, I'd been trained almost entirely on synthetic post-emergent herbicides. I'd genuinely never taken this seriously. I assumed it was old-timer folklore, not something with real science behind it. Frank walked me through exactly how his old crew used it, and over the following 2 years I tested it myself on properties where clients specifically wanted to avoid synthetic herbicide near vegetable gardens, pet areas, or play spaces for kids. Here's what I found, and here's the actual chemistry behind why it works, not just the anecdote. Why this combination actually kills weeds. Let's go through the 3 ingredients individually, because understanding why each one works is what separates someone who gets real results from someone who dumps it on their lawn and wonders why nothing happened. Vinegar. The active ingredient here is acetic acid. Standard household vinegar runs around 5% acetic acid. Ohio State University Extension has published research on acetic acid as a contact herbicide, and their findings are specific. Acetic acid works by breaking down the waxy cuticle layer on a plant's leaf surface, causing the leaf cells to lose water rapidly and desiccate. It's a contact burn. Essentially, it damages the leaf tissue it touches. Salt, sodium chloride. Salt draws water out of plant cells through osmosis, compounding the desiccation effect from the vinegar. It also has a soil residual effect, meaning it can suppress regrowth in the treated spot for a period afterward. Dish soap. This isn't the active killing ingredient, it's a surfactant. Iowa State University Extension's Home Horticulture program explains that a leaf's waxy surface naturally repels water-based sprays, causing them to bead up and roll off before they can do any damage. The dish soap breaks that surface tension, letting the vinegar salt solution actually stick to and coat the leaf instead of sliding off. The critical limitation nobody tells you, and why this isn't a Roundup replacement for everything. Here's where I have to be completely honest with you, because a lot of content online oversells this mix as a total synthetic herbicide replacement, and that's simply not accurate. This is a contact, non-selective, non-systemic herbicide. Let me break down what each of those words actually means for your results. Contact means it only kills the plant tissue it physically touches. It does not travel down into the root system the way glyphosate does. Non-selective means it will damage any plant it touches, your grass included. This is not a spot treatment your lawn safely product. This is for weeds in areas where you don't mind some collateral damage to nearby vegetation. Driveway cracks, gravel paths, edges of patios, gaps between pavers. Non-systemic is the big one. Because it doesn't travel to the root, most established perennial weeds with a strong taproot, dandelions being the classic example, will often see their top growth burn back within hours and then regrow from the root within 1 to 2 weeks. Texas A&M AgriLife's Weed Science program has documented this exact limitation with acetic acid-based treatments. They're highly effective on young annual weeds and weed seedlings, and considerably less effective as a standalone solution on established perennial weeds with deep root systems. Frank's crew used this specifically on cart paths and non-turf areas, never as their primary tool inside the actual playing surface of the course, where they still relied on more targeted, selective products when precision mattered. Where this actually excels on a residential property, Given those limitations, here's exactly where I found this genuinely earns a permanent spot in a homeowner's toolkit, based on years of testing it on real properties. Driveway and walkway cracks. Weeds here are usually young annuals without established root systems, and this treatment handles them completely, often in a single application. Gravel and mulch bed edges, same logic. Shallow-rooted weeds getting a foothold at the border, easily managed. Fence lines and areas around structures where you specifically don't want synthetic herbicide drift near a vegetable garden, a well, or a play area. Early season weed seedlings in mulched beds before they establish. Catching them young is where the non-systemic limitation stops mattering, because there's no established root system yet to regrow from. The exact ratio, how Frank's crew actually mixed it. 1 gallon of white vinegar, 5% acetic acid concentration. This is standard grocery store vinegar, not anything specialty. 1 cup of table salt, dissolved into the vinegar. Frank told me the trick here is warming the vinegar slightly first, not hot, just enough to help the salt dissolve fully rather than sitting as undissolved crystals at the bottom of the container. 1 tablespoon of plain dish soap, added last, stirred gently rather than shaken to avoid excessive foaming. Apply with a garden sprayer, directly onto the leaf surface of the target weed, on a dry, sunny day. University of Georgia Extension's home garden research notes that this treatment performs best in direct sunlight and higher temperatures, because heat accelerates the desiccation process, meaning a hot, dry afternoon gives you noticeably better results than a cool, overcast one. Apply directly to the leaf. Avoid the surrounding soil and any nearby plants you want to keep, because remember, non-selective means it doesn't discriminate. Cost comparison, why the $6 actually matters. A gallon of white vinegar runs roughly $3 to $4 at most grocery stores. Table salt, a few cents worth per batch. Dish soap, pennies per application. All in, you're looking at somewhere around $5 to $6 for enough treatment to cover a meaningful number of spot applications around a typical property. Compare that to a bottle of name-brand synthetic spot treatment herbicide, which frequently runs $15 to $25 for a comparable coverage area. For a product that, in these specific non-turf spot treatment situations, doesn't necessarily outperform the vinegar-salt-soap mix, given the annual weed use case we're talking about here. Why the industry never talks about this? Here's the uncomfortable truth Frank pointed out to me back in 2014, and I've thought about it every season since. There is no profit margin in a homeowner mixing 3 grocery store ingredients they already own. A synthetic herbicide company has no incentive to fund research, marketing, or education around a solution that costs $6 and uses products already sitting in most kitchen cabinets. The entire business model depends on repeat purchases of a branded product, and a vinegar-salt-soap mix generates exactly 0 repeat branded purchases. That's not a conspiracy theory. That's simply how a for-profit product category behaves. Nobody is hiding a secret cure. They're just never going to be the ones to tell you about a $6 alternative that doesn't need their name on the jug. If you watched my no-mow rest period video, you already know I believe in giving grass a real chance to outcompete weeds through density before reaching for any product, synthetic or homemade. This is a tool for the gaps that approach doesn't cover, not a replacement for building a genuinely thick, healthy lawn in the first place. The honest limitations one more time because this matters. I don't want anyone watching this to dump a batch of this mix across their entire front lawn, expecting Roundup level results on established dandelions and crabgrass. That's not what this tool does, and setting that expectation would be dishonest. Use it where it belongs: cracks, edges, gravel, mulch beds, young seedling weeds. For established perennial weeds with deep taproot spreading through your actual turf, this is genuinely not the right tool, and I'll be straight with you, rather than oversell a $6 mix as a miracle cure, it isn't. Frank still keeps a jug of this mixed up in his own garage, 22 years after retiring from that golf course. Says he uses it on his own driveway cracks every spring without thinking twice about it. That's the $6 secret, not a miracle, not a full synthetic replacement, just an honest, cheap tool for the specific jobs it's actually good at, the same way it's been used on golf courses for 80 years. Quietly, without a single dollar of marketing behind it. Next video, I'm covering the exact reason established perennial weeds like dandelions keep coming back no matter what you spray on them, and the root level approach that actually ends the cycle for good. Mix it up, use it where it belongs, and stop paying $20 for what $6 already does. See you in the next one.